It was a dark and windy night, except this afternoon. Hey everybody, this is just going to be a short one. I wanted to talk about what I watched last night, which was Tucker Carlson and his series of podcasts, or whatever you call it, videos. He literally eviscerated. It's the best word I could come up with. Eviscerated. Last night, Mark Levin and Ben Shapiro and all the Israeli firsters, those that put the interests of a foreign country before ours, and foreign country, at least in this case, is Israel. And it was unbelievable. I mean, I've been around for more than 60 years, and I've seen a lot of things. And I've seen a lot of media, both in print, over the radio waves, and over television, and now the internet. And I've never, ever seen such an epic takedown. Carlson used his own, Shapiro's and Levin's own words to absolutely indict them on their lack of consideration and care for this country, and their care and paramount interest in Israel, as displayed by their own words. And it was insane. And then Tucker had on Anna Kasparian, who is a leftist, on a lot of issues. Tucker and her do not agree, but they do on an ever-growing number of issues central to this one issue, which is, why doesn't our government look out for us, the citizen, first? We have students with unholy amounts of debt and interest to pay for college, grad school, etc., and we don't help them. We have vets living under the bridges and tents and on the side of the roads. We don't help them. We have people struggling to get a home in the younger generations, in the family formation years, and they don't have the funds. Tucker talked about the fact that Venezuela and our military buildup, which looks like we're going to do something and take action there, is more about distraction from Trump's problems, because Trump's being ever more implicated in the Epstein file, emails coming out, and then the Massey Ro-Khanna discharge petition in the House of Representatives, which will force a roll call vote. So they've got their 218th signature now that the new Congress has been sworn in again, and the new Congress lady from Arizona is the 218th signature. So that's going to not only force each congressman to go on the record, and you'll see a lot of them crawl out of the woodwork now and support it, now that it's a foregone conclusion. And that puts heat on Trump. And as I said, recent emails just came out the other day implicating Trump in that pedophile scandal, Mossad compromise intelligence operation, which is what it was. And I'm hoping all you guys can hear with the wind. So maybe I'll pull over for a second here in a minute. so it's not so windy. But Tucker and Anna Kasparin, Tucker Carlson, they simply are outlining the foremost issues facing this country, and wonder why we give billions and actually trillions, when you count the Iraq war and the war on terror and everything else, to a foreign government. It's absolutely crazy how we're not putting our citizens first. And back to Venezuela, Tucker raised some other issues that aren't being talked about. You know, our mainstream media is dead. It's totally controlled by Zionists. But the real reason might be is because Maduro, who leads Venezuela, Venezuela is supporting Hezbollah in Lebanon, which is Israel's enemy. So is that the reason? Tucker talked about Venezuela getting rid of usury, which is the crazy amount of interest charged on loans, and how in the US it can be up to 600% annually on payday loans, where people borrow money now to pay it back later to buy groceries and such things nowadays. I think the implication of that is who has brought that into our country. You know, it's the same thing Hitler did. Hitler got rid of interest-bearing loans. He had policies that encouraged property ownership for young generations and encouraged births. And not coincidentally, he's the same one that persecuted, and nobody ever should be persecuted, the Jews. So you start just looking at all this, and grafting things together, and trying to find the common denominators. And to me, it goes like this in the end run. I think the left and the right are coming together in this country over a lot of seminal issues that deal with putting our citizens first. And that's a good thing. I think there's a political realignment. And I think that's a good thing. And I don't know if it inevitably leads to a third party or not, but it's amazing that I guess I would say the Overton window is open and the truth is blowing through as a gale force wind. And what comes of it in the next few years of what is this fourth turning, only God knows. Anyways, have fun.